a prism. Okay, so this is a prism. So at the first refracting surface, we are incidenting white light. Okay, so once we incident white light at the first refracting surface, we can see that white light is split into 7 individual colors. No? And when these 7 individual colors, when they strike the second refracting surface, further deviation they will undergo. Okay, ma? So deviation undergoes at the first refracting surface, similarly deviation undergoes at the second refracting surface only. Finally, you can see these 7 colors which are formed. Are you able to understand? See, ma, one point which I can observe here is that out of all these 7 colors, whose angle of deviation is maximum? Can you see? Angle of deviation is maximum for which color? Shraddhalti student also. Angle of deviation is maximum for which color? For violet color, angle of deviation is maximum. This is the color which has bent maximum, no? So for this one, angle of deviation will be maximum. Are you able to understand? So it means that for each color, the angle of deviation is different. No? So why it is like this? That is very important to study, no? Okay. So therefore, write down. So for each color, angle of deviation is different. Are you able to understand? So it means that, it also means what? It means that refractive index of the prism is different for each color. Can I say like this, ma? So bending depends on what? Bending of light depends on what, ma? Mu value, already we have studied, no? Bending of light depends upon refractive index of the prism. Okay, each light is bending by a different value. It means mu value is different for each color. Prism is same, but the same prism is giving different refractive indices for different colors. ఒక్కొక్క కలర్కి ప్రిజము ఒక్కో విధంగా బిహేవ్ చేస్తాం, అంతే కదా. సో ప్రిజమ్ ఈజ్ షోయింగ్ పార్షియాలిటీ హియర్. Depending on the color, it is bending light. Are you able to understand, ma? Violet color is bent maximum. Red color is not at all bent. It is bent only by a small value. It means same prism is showing different refractive indices for different colors. అదే ప్రిజం ఒక్కొక్క కలర్కి ఒక్కో విధంగా బిహేవ్ చేస్తాం. తల్లి ఒకటే, ఒక్కొక్క పిల్లోని ఒక రకంగా చూస్తుంది అనమాట ఇది. Are you able to understand? అక్క చెల్లెలు ఇద్దరు ఆచల్లి దుబ్బులు చెప్తారు పాపం. They are showing lot of mu value for their sister. Are you able to understand? So therefore what we write here? So if deviation is maximum, clear, ma? Then mu value for that color is maximum. Are you able to understand, ma? So can I write that mu value of violet must be greater than mu value of red, no? Can I write like this? Definitely I can write. So if deviation is maximum, definitely mu value of the prism for that color is maximum. So which is bent by large value? Violet. So definitely for violet color, the refractive index of the prism will be greater. For each color, its mu value is changing. That is the important point here. Are you able to understand? So definitely I can say mu value of the prism for violet is much greater than mu value for, up to here it is clear, nama? So mu value of violet is greater than mu value of red. Prism is same, but it is showing different mu values for different colors. Okay, now see ma, mu for thin prism, already we have written one equation, nama? So angle of deviation is equals to mu minus 1 into a. Do you remember this one? When prism is very thin, what is the angle of deviation? Angle of deviation is equals to mu minus 1 into a. It already derived chesam manam. Clear, no? It means angle of deviation is depending on what? Angle of deviation is depending on mu value. If mu is greater, angle of deviation is also greater. That I can understand, no? If mu పెద్దగా ఉందనుకోండి, definitely angle of deviation కూడా ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. Clear? And by Cauchy's formula, do you know who is Cauchy's, ma? Do you know? నాకు కూడా తెలియదు, బుక్లో ఉంది కాబట్టి చెప్తా ఉన్నా. బై కాచీస్ ఫార్ములా So mu depends on, mu is equals to a plus b by lambda square plus c by lambda power 4. Okay, ma? So mu value means refractive index of a prism. It depends on what? It depends on a, b, c, which are constants, and it depends on wavelength of the light. Lambda means wavelength, no? So therefore, can you say that if a lambda value increases, will mu value, will it increase or decrease? Decreases, no? Because lambda values, they are present in denominator. Lambda values they are present in the denominator. So what is the wavelength of violet color? Wavelength of violet color is 4000 angstroms. Clear? Wavelength of red color is how much? Wavelength of red color is 8000 angstroms approximately. Clear, no? So therefore, if a lambda value increases, mu value decreases, and if mu value decreases, angle of deviation also decreases. That's what I can understand, no? Clear? So make a note here. So therefore, if lambda increases, mu value decreases, and if mu value decreases, dou value also decreases. So by using these two equations, I can understand why each color is bent by different angle of deviation. Okay. So out of violet and red color, which is having the highest wavelength? Highest wavelength denikundi, red color. Red color has the highest wavelength. So as wavelength increases, what happens to mu value? Mu value decreases. If mu value decreases, what happens to deviation? Angle of deviation also reduces. So that is the reason why angle of deviation is minimum for red color and angle of deviation is maximum for violet color. So that is about the dispersion of light. Are you able to understand, ma? So come on, make a note up to here. Okay. Sima, can you say why red color light is used for traffic signals? Red color light is only used for traffic signals, no? To stop a particular person, red color light is used. What is the reason? No. The deviation produced in the red color light is minimum. Whatever may be the atmospheric conditions, deviation produced in red color is very less. Red color also deviate avadu kada. Chala takku deviate avutundi. So therefore, it can be seen at a very large distances also. Even when the traffic is present at 1 kilometer distance also, they can see the red color. Because it will travel to the observer without any deviation. But if you use violet color, what will happen? The deviation produced in violet is very large, no? So if the atmospheric conditions are not suitable, it will deviate by a very large factor and it cannot reach the observer. That is the reason why we are using red color light for traffic signals also. Because deviation produced is very less. Are you able to understand? Make a note of that statement. All of them, they are less than red, no? Definitely all of them, they are less than red only. That is the reason why we are using red for important signal. Which is the important signal? Stop. Stop is the important signal, no? Come on, write down. So therefore what we write? Write down. Red color is used for traffic signals. Red color is used for traffic signals because deviation in red color is minimum. Because deviation in red color is minimum. Okay? Make a note up to here. The next concept which we are studying is angular dispersion. Okay, ma? Now see. So this is the incident light, no? This is the incident light, no, ma? If there is no prism, then how this light will travel? If there is no prism, this light should have traveled in this direction, no? Are you able to understand, ma? But red color light, it is traveling like this, and violet color light, it is traveling like this. So this angle, can I call it as the deviation which is produced in red color? Can I say? That's it, no? So this is the actual direction in which light should travel if there is no prism. But because prism is present, two refractions have taken place, and this is the final direction in which red color light is traveling. So what is the deviation produced in red color light? This is the deviation produced in red color light. Similarly, what is the deviation produced in violet color light, ma? This is the deviation produced in violet color light, ma? And this is called as dou V. So definitely I can say dou V is greater than dou R. Are you able to understand? And the difference of these two, dou V minus dou R, this is nothing but angular dispersion. Are you able to understand? So what is meant by angular dispersion? It is the difference between the deviation produced in violet color light and the deviation produced in red color light. That difference is called as angular dispersion. Are you able to understand? Clear number? So therefore, if a prism is thin, thin prism, then what is the dou value? Dou value is equals to mu minus 1 into a, no? For thin prism, what is the deviation produced? Dou is equals to mu minus 1 into A. So deviation produced in red color, I can write it as mu r minus 1 into A. What is mu r? Refractive index of the prism for red color light. Understood, Nama? Because already we have studied that prism has a different mu values for different colors. Chadukunnam kada already. For red color, prism has a different mu value. For violet color, it has a different value. Clear, Nama? Similarly, deviation produced in violet color, how can I write? So mu v minus 1 into A. Now if I substitute in this relation, then what is the angular dispersion which I get? Ma? Angular dispersion is equals to dou v minus dou r. Okay, ma? So mu v minus 1 into A minus of mu r minus 1 into A. Okay. So therefore angular dispersion dou v minus dou r is equals to, if you do this calculation, what you will get? A if you take common, then what we are left with, ma? So mu v minus mu r. Okay, ma? So this is the equation for the angular dispersion which is produced. Understood, no? So what is meant by angular dispersion? It is the difference of, so the deviations produced in violet color and red color. That is called as angular dispersion. Fine. So angular dispersion we have understood, Nama. So the deviation produced in violet color minus the deviation produced in red color is called as angular dispersion. Now we are discussing about dispersive power. Okay, ma? Dispersive power. What is meant by dispersive power? Let us write the statement. Okay, ma? So it is the ratio of angular dispersion to mean deviation. Okay, ma? So mean deviation is for yellow color. Mean deviation is what, ma? It is the deviation produced in yellow color. Because if you take the red color and violet color, in the middle the deviation is produced by yellow color. Are you able to understand, ma? So therefore what I write? So therefore dispersive power, how can I write, ma? Dispersive power is equal to angular dispersion divided by mean deviation, and mean deviation is for yellow color. Angular dispersion already we have calculated, no, A into mu v minus mu r divided by mean deviation. So mean deviation, how can I write? Dou is equals to mu into A into mu minus 1. Okay, ma? So mu you can write it as for yellow color. So A and A get cancelled. So therefore dispersive power is how much? Dispersive power is equals to mu v minus mu r divided by mu minus 1. So this is the equation of dispersive power. And mu means here mu for yellow color. Just you can write mu also. Because mean deviation is produced for which color, ma? Mean deviation is produced for yellow color. Okay? That's it. So therefore, let us see what is the question he is asking, ma? Find the angular dispersion. Okay, ma? So angular dispersion. What is the formula? So formula is what, ma? Angular dispersion A into mu v minus mu r. This is the formula, no? Clear? So angle of the prism is given as 18 degrees, and mu v, what is the refractive index for violet color? 1.68 minus, for red color it is equals to how much? 1.56. So just to do this calculation, that is the required answer. So what is the answer you will get, ma? 2.16 degrees. Clear, no? So mu is just a comparison. It doesn't have any units, no? Refractive index is just a comparison of speed of light in vacuum, medium divided by speed of light in, vacuum divided by medium. Are you able to understand? So refractive index doesn't have any units. So units are only present for degrees only. So 18 into 1.68 minus 1.56, you will get answer in degrees itself. Clear? So write down. So what is the note point here we have to write? Note point is that mu does not have any units. Mu does not have any units. Units are not present. Okay. So 18 multiplied by a number, you will get in degrees only, 2.16. That's all. So see this question, the refractive indices for red and violet colors are given. So what is this one? This is mu r and this is mu v. So both the values are given. Find the dispersive power of the crown glass. Dispersive power you can write it as omega. So dispersive power, already we have written the formula, no? Mu v minus mu r divided by mu minus 1. This is the formula, no? And what is mu? Mu is the refractive index of yellow color. But mu value is not given, no? So how can I do? But mu value, this we have understood this one as the mean deviation. No? Yellow color is the color in which mean deviation is produced. Are you able to understand? So therefore mu value of mean color, that is yellow color, how can I calculate? You just take the average of extreme colors. Then you will get the mean value. Average value ante alage kada manam find out chesedi. You add both of them divided by 2. Clear? So therefore mu r plus mu v divided by, then you will get the average value. So mu r is 1.5155 plus mu violet is 1.5245 divided by 2. Then what you will get, ma? 1.52. 1.52 is the refractive index of yellow color or the mean color. Okay. Now just substitute in this equation. So dispersive power is equals to, so 1.5245 minus 1.5155 divided by 1.52 minus 1. Okay. So if you do this calculation, then you will get the dispersive power. Okay. And let us see what is the answer he gave. 0.0173. So this is the dispersive power. Okay, ma? And it also doesn't have any units, ma, because it is also just a comparison only, no? Comparison between a refractive indices and refractive index only. So you don't find any units here. It is, you must see this question. So determine the angle of flint glass. This is the second one, is the flint glass, no, ma? Which should be combined with a crown glass prism of angle 5 degrees. So it means angle of this prism we know. Angle of this prism is how much? For a crown glass it is 5 degrees. And the angle of the second prism A dash, I don't know. So this is what I am supposed to calculate. Okay, ma? So as to give dispersion without deviation. So it means dispersion means what, ma? Dispersion means splitting of light into 7 colors. Dispersion should be there. Deviation should not be there. See, ma, two prisms always we can combine in two manners, two methods we can combine. Dispersion without deviation, deviation without dispersion, both can be done. Okay. Now what is the method in which we are combining these prisms? Dispersion without deviation. Now see here. So see, ma, this is the white light. So if there is no prism, this white light, it should travel in this direction, no? So this is the actual direction in which light should travel if prisms are absent. Now when light enters into first refracting surface, so it bends towards the normal, no? And when compared to red color, the bending in violet is greater. That's all, no? Because refractive index of the prism for violet color light is maximum. So bending of violet will be maximum. Clear? Now see here. So this is the red one, this is the violet one. And this is the method in which we are combining these two prisms. Clear, no? Then after they touch the second refracting surface of the second prism, again they start traveling away from the normal, no? Why they start traveling away from the normal? Because now light is entering from denser medium to rarer medium. So if you compare this line and this line, so this line and this line, they are almost parallel, no? This line, they are parallel, no? Similarly, this one and this one also almost they are parallel. It means what? There is no deviation. Direction level, they are traveling in the same direction. It means deviation produced is absent. But definitely there is dispersion is present. Light has split into 7 individual colors, no? So light has split into red and violet. In between red and violet, you can find the remaining colors. Okay, ma? So this is the method in which we have to combine two prisms so that you will get a dispersion without deviation. Deviation is not there, no? So this is the original direction, and same is the original direction of red color as well as violet color. Deviation is not there, but definitely light has split into 7 individual colors. Are you able to understand? So therefore, deviation produced is how much? Deviation produced is how much, ma? It is equal to 0. Okay. And what is the formula for deviation for thin prisms? They are thin prisms only, no? Because angle of prism is how much? Only 5 degrees. Less than 10 degrees, no? Thin prisms. So for thin prisms, clear, ma? What is the angle of deviation? Dou is equals to mu minus 1 into A. Okay, ma? So deviation is produced at the first prism also, deviation is produced at the second prism also. But if you add both of them, total deviation should be 0. Are you able to understand? So therefore, deviation produced because of crown glass plus deviation produced because of flint glass, if you add both of them, total how much I should get? Total I should get 0. Ante kada? Rendu deviations add cheste total deviation enta ravali? 0. Clear? So if you add both the deviations in crown glass and flint glass, total it should be equal to 0. Now formula of deviation already we have written for thin prisms, no ma? Now here what is meant by mu value? Mu value means what? Refractive index of this prism. What is the refractive index of crown glass, can you say? So first of all I will write the full form. So I will write mu of crown glass minus 1 into A plus mu of flint glass minus 1 into A. If you add both of them, it should be equal to 0. Deviation produced in crown glass, deviation produced in flint glass. So this is the equation. Now can you say, how can I calculate mu value of crown glass? Is it given? Mu value of crown glass, is it given, ma? No. Then how can you do? So here mu value means mean deviation you can take. See ma, here he gave values for violet color and red color, no? They are extreme values. But you take for mean value. Mean value means what? So for example, if you take for yellow color will travel like this, in the middle. For yellow color also deviation should be 0 only, no? So take for yellow color. Are you able to understand? How can I calculate for yellow color, ma? So mu can be calculated as mu r plus mu v divided by 2. Just old technique. Same technique we have used previously also, no? Use here also. So mu r value 1.515. Mu v value 1.523 divided by 2. Clear? Similarly, you calculate mu value for flint glass. Take mean value. Mean value means for yellow color. Again mu r plus mu v divided by 2. So mu r value is mu r dash, mu v dash we will take. So 1.688. So this is also we will take mu and mu dash. Anything you can take, or crown glass or flint glass, anything you can take. So 1.650 divided by 2. Okay, ma? So do these calculations. Then take these mu values and substitute here. Okay, ma? A value already we know. A dash value I don't know. No? Okay, ma? So just calculate A dash value. That is my answer. Okay. So mu value for crown glass, how much he gave? Mu 1.515. 1.519. 1.519. And for flint glass it is 1.669. Clear, number? Now substitute in this equation. Okay. So therefore 1.519 minus 1 into A value 5 degrees, no? Plus flint glass 1.669 minus 1 into A dash is equal to 0. So only unknown quantity is A dash. Calculate A dash value. 1. A dash value. A dash value you will get as minus 3.88 degrees. Minus 3.88 degrees. Okay. And what does minus indicate here? Minus indicate that if one prism is placed like this, second prism should be inverted. That is the meaning of this. One prism is standing on its base, second prism is standing on its tip. That is the meaning of negative symbol. Are you able to understand? So right. So negative symbol indicates that second prism is inverted. Then only you will get the condition of dispersion without deviation. Fine? That's it. So let us see this question, ma. Okay. So what he is asking, so a ray of light incident at an angle of 48 degrees is refracted to a prism at minimum deviation. It means what is the angle of incidence for minimum deviation? 48 degrees. That's what he is saying. No? So what is meant by minimum deviation? Yesterday we have studied. No? So there will be one angle for which minimum deviation happens. But for remaining angles, for the same minimum deviation, there will be two angles. Akka, namaskar. Vinan. Are you able to understand? For remaining angles, for the same deviation, there will be two angles of incidence. But for minimum deviation, there will be only one angle of incidence. And that angle is how much? So that angle is given as 48 degrees. So angle of incidence is how much? 48 degrees at minimum deviation. That's what he is saying, no? At minimum deviation. Fine. So angle of the prism is how much? Angle of the prism is given as 60 degrees. So calculate the refractive index of the material of the prism. So mu value we are supposed to calculate. Okay. So mu value how can I calculate? By using sin I divided by sin r. This relation definitely I can use now. Okay. Or also I can use the relation. So mu is equals to sin a plus dou m divided by 2 divided by sin a by 2. So this also I can calculate. Are you able to understand? So, but what is the minimum deviation? Is it given? What is the angle of minimum deviation? That is not given. No? So directly I cannot use this relation. So angle of minimum deviation I don't know. So directly I cannot use this relation. So how can you calculate angle of minimum deviation? So dou m plus a is equals to I1 plus I2. This relation we have now. Angle of minimum deviation plus angle of the prism is equals to I1 plus I2. Yesterday we derived this relation number. Clear now? So what is I here? Angle of incidence. So I1 and I2 values both are equal, no? At which condition? At minimum deviation condition. Both of them they are equal, no? So therefore at minimum deviation, at dou minimum, clear no? So definitely I can write I1 is equals to I2. So therefore dou minimum plus A can be written as 2I. Clear? So therefore dou minimum is equals to 2I minus A. So 2, what is the angle of incidence? 48 degrees. So 48 degrees minus A. Angle of the prism is already given number 60 degrees. Clear no? So therefore 2 into 48, 96. 96 minus 60. So how much it is? 36. So this is the angle of deviation. Minimum angle of deviation. Okay. So you can take this value and substitute here. Then you can get mu value. But so try to do the calculation. So therefore mu is equals to sin of A. Angle of the prism is how much? 60. Angle of minimum deviation 36 divided by 2 divided by sin A by 2. Okay, ma? Then if you do this calculation you will get the answer. So this is one method of doing the problem. Are you able to understand? Clear now? So can I do the same calculation by using this formula also? By using Snell's law also I can calculate now. So second method how can I do? Okay. Second method by just using the Snell's law. So mu is equals to sin I divided by sin r. Clear? Angle of incidence is already given 48 degrees. That is given. R value how can I calculate? A by 2. Very good. So at minimum deviation condition, at dou minimum, what is the condition? See, generally we have A is equals to R1 plus R2. No? Already we have calculated. No? A is equals to R1 plus R2. But at minimum deviation condition, R1 and R2 both are equal. No? R1 and R2 both are equal. So therefore what I can write? Therefore I can write, I will write here. Are you able to see this? Yes. So therefore what I can write? I will write A is equals to R plus R, which is equals to 2R. So therefore R value is equal to how much? It is equal to A by 2. And what is A value? A value is 60 number. 60 by 2 is equals to how much? 30 degrees. So this is the angle of refraction. Okay. Now substitute in this relation. So therefore mu is equals to sin I divided by sin R. So mu is equals to angle of incidence sin 48 divided by sin 30. Okay. And sin 48 value, sin 30 values already they are given. No? So just substitute them. You will get the required answer. That's it. That is how we do the calculation. Are you able to understand? So two methods. By using this one also you can do the condition for finding the refractive index of the prism, or just you can apply the Snell's law and by this also you can do the calculation. Fine. Based on principle of reversibility only we can do it. See, We will try to understand this question first of all. So one face of a prism of refracting angle 30 degrees and refractive index root 2 is a silver. It means it is painted on one side. Clear now? First of all, let us draw the diagram of it. So this is a prism. Okay. So what is the angle of the prism? Angle of the prism is 30 degrees. Refracting angle means angle of the prism. Clear? A value is equal to 30 degrees. So on one side it is painted, it is silvered. That means this side of the glass, it behaves like a mirror. That is the meaning of this one. No? One side behaves like a mirror. Okay. So a ray of light falls on the unsilvered face, on this face, so that after refraction into the prism and reflection at the silvered surface, light retraces the path. Then what we are supposed to find out, at what angle a ray of light should fall on the silvered surface. It means angle of incidence I want to calculate. Okay, ma? Light should retrace the path. Okay. Now can you say light will retrace the path in which condition? Light to path ni ye condition lo retrace chestund. In which condition it will retrace the path? Huh? That is always satisfied. In which condition light will retrace the path? Simple. So consider this is a normal at the unsilvered surface. This is unsilvered surface number. This is the silvered surface. So consider light is falling like this. So which is the angle of incidence here? This angle will become the angle of incidence number. Now can you say how this light ray should travel so that it will retrace the path? ఇది రీట్రేస్ చేయాలంటే ఈ లైట్ రే ఎలా వెళ్ళాలి? ఇన్సైడ్ ద ప్రిజమ్ హౌ లైట్ షుడ్ ట్రావెల్? It should retrace such that, for example, it should retrace like this. It should travel like this such that if you draw the normal, this becomes the normal. It means angle of incidence on the silvered surface should be 0. Angle of incidence ఎంత ఉండాలి? 0. Then angle of refraction will be how much? 0. If angle of incidence is 0, angle of reflection will be how much? 0 only, no? Because at every reflecting surface, first rule should be always satisfied, no? Angle of incidence must be equal to angle of reflection. Clear, Nama? For example, if this is the normal, okay? Consider this is the normal. Clear? So if light falls like this, then light reflects like this. Clear, Nama? So angle of incidence and angle of reflection, they must be equal. But if this is the normal, if light is incident on the normal itself, then what will happen? It will retrace the path. That's all, no? ఇప్పటికే 100 సార్లు చదివినాం ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్. If light falls on the normal itself, then what will be the angle of incidence? 0. Then angle of reflection will be 0. It means light retraces the path, no? So it travels on the normal, strikes the second surface and it will retrace the path. Okay, ma? So what is the statement I can write? If angle of incidence on the silvered surface is 0, then light retraces the path. Because angle of incidence and angle of reflection always they must be equal, Nama. So therefore this is the normal. With respect to normal, light ray should make how much angle? 0 degrees. And with respect to this silvered surface, what should be this angle? 90 degrees. That's all, no? With respect to silvered surface, it should be 90. Because, so, వినటం లేదు నువ్వు జయంతి, ఏదో లోకంలో ఉన్నావు. Okay, ma? Normal makes always 90 degrees with respect to surface, no? And light is falling on the normal itself. Okay? So therefore, light ray is making how much angle with respect to silvered surface, ma? It is making 90 degrees. And with respect to normal, it is making how much angle? 0 degrees. Are you able to understand? No? Okay. Now see. So this angle is 90. This is 30. Then what is this angle? 60. Total angle in a triangle should be 180 degrees. No, this is 90. This is 30. And this angle will be 60 degrees. Are you able to understand? So if this angle is 60, what is this angle? This angle should be 30. Because normal and surface, they are perpendicular, no? This is the first normal, no? Normal and surface, they should be 90. If this is 60, this one is 30. And what is this 30? This is nothing but angle of refraction, no? 30 is nothing but angle of Refraction. So therefore we have calculated angle of refraction, no ma? Angle of refraction is how much? 30 degrees. Clear? So once I calculated angle of refraction, can't I calculate angle of incidence? How? Snell's law. So use the Snell's law again. Sin I divided by sin R is equals to mu 2 divided by mu 1. So sin I divided by sin R value 30 is equals to mu 2. What is the refractive index of the prism? Root 2 divided by mu 1. Mu 1 means refractive index of air, no ma? Refractive index of air is 1. So divided by 1. So therefore angle of incidence is equals to root 2 into 30. So sin I is equals to 30 root 2. Clear, no ma? So therefore what is I value? I value is equals to sin inverse of 30 root 2. So that is the angle of incidence. Are you able to understand? That's it. Fine? Come on, make a note of it. Okay. Yes. So sin I divided by sin 30 is equals to root 2. So therefore sin I divided by sin 30 value 1 by 2 is equals to root 2. So sin I value is how much ma? 1 by 2 into root 2. So 1 by root 2. So therefore sin I, if it is 1 by root 2, then what is I value ma? I value is equals to 45 degrees. So that is the angle of incidence. Understood, no? Very simple. So therefore, first of all, we have understood the condition in which light will retrace the path. Then we have done the calculations very easy. Okay? Light ఎప్పుడు రీట్రేస్ అవుతుంది పాత్ నార్మల్ మీద పడినప్పుడు, అంతే కదా. నార్మల్ మీద పడింది అనుకోండి, మళ్ళీ అలాగే రీట్రేస్ అవుతుంది. దట్స్ ఇట్.